What is going on, guys? Seed here with another episode of Spooky Season Specials. Spooky warm-ups, but technically, no, you don't really have to say spooky warm-ups anymore, right? We just have to say Spooky Season Specials, right? So, because we are almost into fall, right? The weather's starting to change, on the East Coast at least, right? So, guys, today we're returning to Savage Halloween, right? I know we were in the middle of Murder House. I know we just got done with the prologue. We finished up in FIFA 22. I have a goated, maxed out team, but I'm not really too concerned with that. I kind of wanted to bring you guys some fresh content once I, took that little mini vacation and just, took some time off to rest and then bring you guys some dope content, right? So, Murder House, we'll continue. We finished out the prologue. We'll continue with that, sometime in the week, right? I need to be mentally prepped for that if we're being quite honest, right? But we started out playing Savage Halloween. I was like, you know what? I am definitely in the mood for some 2D side scrolling, right? Just intense nostalgia. I'm just feeling it this morning, right? And yeah, guys, we have FIFA 22 pretty much done. The team is pretty much goated, right? All the new SBCs were done and completed, but we're kind of waiting for FIFA 23 at this point, right? I think there are people playing FIFA 23 at this point. There are tutorials out, right? So some people that got early access to the game, they're really just having at it right now, right? And the ratings are out, right? The ratings drop, the official ratings, right? So, guys, we will be returning to the normal year-round RTG grind, right? For as long as we can do it, right? And guys, likes, comments, subscription, notification bell, they all help, right? So with that being said, that little brief little segue, guys, I really just wanted to play some nostalgia-esque games, right? Nostalgia-esque/retro gaming. I believe the term that we use for it now is retro gaming, right? And guys, the music in Savage Halloween is just bar none, right? It's absolutely amazing, right? It really does fit the vibe, it fits the mood, right? For Spooky Season Specials, for Halloween, right? For these are essentially Halloween themed videos, right? And Savage Halloween is just it's right there, right? It is literally right there, right? And I think last time we played this game, right? Because this is not our first go at the game, right? But this is the first go where I'm attempting to clear the level, right? So that's what I wanted to do this morning, right? And I'm well rested. I got up really early this morning, 4 a.m., right? Had my coffee, right? I'm about to head out to the gym, but I was like, yo, before I do that, let's jump into Savage Halloween. Yeah, geez. So guys, already know how the buttons work. I think in the last video, I kind of made a little brain fart / error, right? Concerning the ammo bar, right? So you see the health bar, then you see all the different types of ammo that you have, right up at the top. I wasn't looking really closely. I think I was half asleep, and I thought that was the enemy list, right? I think if you check back to the previous Savage Halloween video where we were initially just trying out the game, right? Yeah, I kind of made a lot of brain farts, but I got acclimated to the level right before this, right? Right before I hit the record button. Okay, you know what? Let me start firing and make sure my reflexes are good, right? And yeah, we're clearing out this level, right? And what can I say about this game, right? It's a straight 2D side scrolling, but it's the best. If you haven't seen the previous video, I kind of gave my feedback on at least the first level, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? It feels right up. Anyone who's born in the 90s that was kind of acclimated to this style of game, anything from the Sega Genesis, from the Nintendo NES, that era, right? The Atari, not really, the Atari's a little too far back, right? But any 2D side scroller, right? This game hits it out of the ballpark, right? It completely brings you back to the 8-bit, the 16-bit era, right? It brings you back to that era of gaming where it's just, it's just, it was during the late 80s to the early 90s, right? That was the limitation that we were running, right? But for right now, right? This is and also arcades, right? So this if you played any of those consoles, right? This is the best version of that, right? This has been done to the T, right? And it is complete retro vibes, complete retro gaming vibes, right? This could constitute as a 5-minute boss battle video, and it could constitute as a retro gaming video, right? It could constitute as a Spooky Season Specials video, right? Because it is Spooky Season, right? So yeah, we're gearing up for Halloween, and last time I believe his name is Sam, right? Not this character, right? But in the movie Trick or Treat, right? Sam's like the little kid, right, with the pumpkin head, right? And this game kind of like reminds me of that movie, right? And it reminds me of like all the best things about Halloween, if we're being like perfectly honest. But guys, we are clearing out the level, right? And like I didn't like have like some crazy major goals. I was just like, you know what? Okay, so let me just like learn the patterns of everybody, right? And like I like did like a quick once over, like right before I made this video. I was like, okay, let me just like refresh, like get a refresher of how everybody moves in game and whatnot, and let's just have at it, right? And guys, if you guys recall, like if you saw the last video, like that was like my first run through of the game, right? This is not my first run through, right? So I kind of like know how everyone's positioned, and I was like, you know what? Okay, you know what? Just be very active once we get to this part in the game, right? And conserving that health bar is like of the utmost importance. I'm gonna tell you that like right now, right? You gotta be active here, right? You can't slouch here, right? Because there's so many people coming at you from so many different angles, right? At this part of the level, right? That it really does lend to the name Savage Halloween, guys. Like, and anyway, guys, guys, if you haven't touched this game, I'm telling you right now, it's like, and you need like a break from all the 3D gaming, and you just wanna head back to the 90s, like you want to take a time machine to the 90s or the 80s, right? Or even the 70s, right? Not too many games in the 70s, right? So, if we're being honest, right? So, late 80s, early 90s, right? These are the types of games you would normally see. You still see them, right? On the PC, on Steam, everything, right? So, this is like, this game, I believe, is like across all platforms, right? And it's just absolute dopeness, right? It's just absolutely insanely dope. And these little guys right here, they break apart into like 3 or 4 like little mini guys. So you got to like really like time your distance, right? There's a lot of distance time. You gotta time when you move, right, and where you move, right? So that's down to like learning the boss, right? And this gun is like the best gun to use, right? Because the blast radius on the gun is just it expands, right? So that's what you kind of want to use, right? It's a very diagonal friendly gun, right? So you can hit them from all angles, right? And these like little mines, right? These guys are like little mines, right? These like little mini demon cherubs or whatever the hell. I have no clue. They're like winged like demons. Like I think that's like the correct term, right? We got ghosts, we got winged demons, right? We've got that fat vampire, guys. Well, I kind of like, if you saw the previous video, right, where we didn't skip the intro, you'll see like the fat vampire or like fat winged demon. I think it's a vampire. Like, I really can't, I still can't tell, right? Because there's like these dad bod ninja fairies, like executioners. Like, I can't tell what these guys are, like in the purple, right? Like, but it's just so wild to me, right? Because the game is so creative, it's so dope, right? In the 90s, this game would have been like 10 out of 10, like right off the bat. Like it would have been like across like every magazine, right? Like in the early 90s, right? If this game came out, right? Especially if it were on PC or the Sega or Nintendo consoles, right? The N64 or the Sega Genesis, right? This game's like right up my alley, right? And this is the kind of like games I remembered, and this kind of games that I really liked growing up, right? Like before 3D platform, like, but if you're like in that era, right? Let's be honest, like if you were in that era and you were playing like a lot of 2D games, right? Like how I felt during that time, we were just all kind of like super excited once we first got like the hang of like 3D and things like that, right? Like as like more 3D games were released, we were just like, oh, look at the graphics, like the polygon count. Like anybody from that era, we're just gonna remember that, right? Like, we were looking at like the draw distance, like as things were happening, like evolving in real time, right? I don't think a lot of like younger people will remember that feeling, right? Like the first time like the processors and the GPUs were able to handle much more intensive like graphical, right? But like for right now, the retro vibe, right? The whole retro game vibe, the whole the thing that you want to capture here is like a piece of your past, right? So it's gonna be highly personal when everybody's playing like 2D games, right? And like this game like really like hits it out the ballpark in the two things I like really love, right? I loved my childhood. So retro and retro gaming, right? Intensive, right? This game hits it out of the ballpark, like 10 out of 10, right? And then like I loved Halloween growing up, right? I'm like a little like theater kid. I was like a little theater kid growing up, right? I played like multiple instruments and this and that, right? So I love Halloween, right? So yeah, I did a lot of things well. I was like a high performer, right? But like I really like those two, like the holiday, like in terms of like holidays, yeah, guys, yeah. So right, so and I think I said this in like a previous video. Like most theater kids end up being like actors, and they probably loved Halloween the same way, right? So yeah, I'm one of those kids, right? And then like my dad, right? My father is just like a horror movie buff, right? He loves like a lot of like ghost intensive things, right? So his birthday's coming up, and I just got him like a ghost bait sweatshirt, right? I think he's really gonna like it because like, apparently like ghost bait's like one of those terms, right? Guys, we're here at the boss fight, right? I'm like rambling, right? But it's like fun. It's like a great freaking morning, right? And I was like, you know what? I gotta, yeah, look at this guy. Like, what is this character? Is this like how they, like, it's like a Cyclops, like, it's like a Cyclops demon cherub, or like a Cyclops vampire, like Big Daddy vampire. Like, I don't know what the hell to call him, right? But I made sure that I didn't die, like I didn't lose as many lives, right? But it's still extremely hard. You have to time his movements, right? And if you stand too close to him, he'll sit on you, right? Because he's that big and then he's that like goofy, right? So he'll sit on you, right? And his little like spawns are coming down, right? From the top. So you have to clear out everyone off the field, right? Because you're gonna get hit from multiple angles, right? And I was like trying to like decide which gun's best, right? So I was just like moving with guns, and I thought this like little like ghost gun was gonna help me, right? But what you're seeing there, right? He has two patterns of movements, right? Because anytime you face off with a boss, right, you kind of have to get acclimated, unless you get really, really lucky, right, on the first go. Like, this is any boss battle, right? You have to time their patterns, right? And once you time their patterns, right, and time their movements, right, and just learn their movements, right, the game becomes quite simple. Not simple, but it becomes manageable, right? And especially like Savage Halloween, there's just like, it's a very intensive 2D game, right? It's insanely 2D. Not even 3D, it's just like an intense 2D game, right? And I don't think there's any difference between 2D and 3D when it comes to difficulty levels. I don't know what the hell I was saying there, but guys, as you can see, I died, right? But what that means is that I've got 3 full healths, right? To take on this guy, right? Because he is that hard, right? You have to, like, even if you like learn the patterns, there's just a lot of things that have to go your way, right? In terms of like luck, right? So he has 2 moves, right? So when he does that, when he gets like to the top of the, like when he starts hovering and he chooses a side more carefully, right there you see I'm like knocking off. There's a sit, right? So we're gonna look at it like really carefully, right? When he takes that that vertical high up move, then he goes and he swipes you from 2 sides of the screen, right? So the first swipe, right, he's gonna hit you lower, right? So you gotta double jump, right? And on the second swipe, you gotta duck, right? You gotta go prone, and then you gotta shoot off from there, right? So the best gun to use is this blast gun that we're using right here, right? That hits you five different ways, right? So that's the gun you want to use, right? You don't really want to switch out your guns too much, right? But there are different like guns that'll do like different things, right? So there's like this chicken gun, there's like a frog gun. I don't know the correct terminology for it, right? There you see I'm just jumping over the guy, right? And spawns are still coming, but his Big Daddy is actually the name of the ghoul that we're fighting, right? The big demon, not ghoul, the Cyclops demon, or Cyclops vampire, or whatever the hell you want to call this ghost. Not ghost. What the hell am I saying, right? This is monster. Yeah, there you go. There's the correct term, right? He's just a monster, right? So as you can see, his health bar is going down, but I'm still dying like crazy, right? Because like I'm like thinking like to myself, like, which gun do I use? Which gun do I use? And I kind of like, yeah, I kind of just like dead set on this gun right here, right? And I just see his life going down, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? My health bar, like I can take one more hit, right? Because it doesn't matter. I've got one more health before I have to hit a continue screen, right? So I didn't want that to happen. I just wanted to take him out, right? And guys, he went to go sit on me the last time, and bam! That boss battle is done, guys. And yeah, we kind of cleared stage 1 first thing early in the morning on, what's today's date? On September 16th. It's a Friday. And then it said Ice Witch is home, right? So I was just like, okay, you know what? I've got to see this. I've got to see this out, right? I was like thinking to myself, like right there. I was like, should we even like play the level? But I kind of just wanted to see what I had in store for me, right? And I didn't want to like rehash content to you guys either, right? So I was like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna just check this out really quickly, right? I didn't want to attempt the level. I just wanted to like see what the enemies look like and see, you know, because like this game is so novel, it's so unique, right? So I was like, okay, you know what? Okay, so it says Ice Witch is home. There's like some mountains in the background, and there's like a Santa Claus with a machine gun, right? How cool is that, right? So I don't want to give away too much, right? I think this is where we end the video, right? For Spooky Season Specials, right? We've cleared stage 1 for the first time with the Sam-esque looking character. There's like a wolf character as well, right? And there's another character. Right? We haven't even touched these guys yet, right? Look at this huge freaking penguin, like out of the blue, right? How cool is this game? But yeah, I kind of want to like leave off. Right? I don't want to like spoil it for myself or spoil it too much for you guys, right? Because I haven't jumped into like stage 2, but I feel like we're gonna jump into stage 2, right? And I'm like procrastinating because I want to play Murder House, right? But Murder House is like super scary, right? And it's gonna just like creep me out, and I kind of want to save it as we get closer to Halloween. Like that's the other thing going through my head. I want to save Murder House, right? Because we finished out the prologue. I've got an idea how the game plays. If you guys are like big on Silent Hill or any of those types of games, like Resident Evil and Silent Hill from the games of the past, like the PlayStation era version of those games, right? You're in for a treat with Murder House, right? The Murder House video, I'll probably link it at the end of this video, right? But we finished out the prologue. If you guys haven't seen that video, check it out, by the way, right? So this game is more like the festive end of things, right? It's not like the horror end, right? But yeah, guys, we're coming to the end of this video because I don't want to give away too much or spoil anything for myself or you guys. Guys, likes, comments, subscription, notification bell, they all help keep the channel going. This has been Sid with another Spooky Season Specials. We'll return to FIFA 23 we'll return to the FIFA realm when it comes time. Guys, for right now, you guys got a brand spanking new video. Cheers, peace, love, Sid.